Welcome to Dear Fans. Sophie Cunningham has officially joined forces with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and let's just say it's the team-up fans have been waiting for. Spicy Sophie isn't holding back defending Clark from all the bullies, unlike the person the Fever traded away to get her. That's right, NaLyssa Smith's toxic attitude finally caught up with her. She's outgone, packed up, and shipped out like last season's bad decisions, from locker room drama to downright disrespect. Smith, alongside her favorite sidekick and pettiness DJ Carrington, was stirring the pot like it was her job. Well, guess what? They've both been moved to Dallas. The question is, was this just karma doing its thing, or is there even more drama we haven't heard yet? Let's break it down. Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, dude. Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but our weekend we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day. For real. Sophie Cunningham has been vocal about wanting to play alongside Caitlin Clark for a while now. She's always respected Clark's game, admired her work ethic, and understood that when you've got a generational talent like Clark, you support her, not sabotage her. And now that dream's a reality, Sophie is officially part of the Indiana Fever, and fans couldn't be happier. But here's what makes it even sweeter. The Fever didn't just add the right player, they got rid of the wrong one. Yep, NaLyssa Smith, the same player who couldn't even pretend to have Caitlin's back on the court, is gone. The same Smith who brought nothing but negative vibes, locker room tension, and a me-first attitude that dragged the team down like an anchor tied to a sinking ship. What is that? What's it? It might not be from you, but like, what is the, it feels it's not hate, but is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it just like, what is it? Yeah, I see both sides. I'm not an extremist in any way, and so I like to see both sides of each party. I think when you have older people in the league, they work their tails off, and they didn't get the recognition. They don't get paid millions of dollars before they even step on the court, you know what I mean? And for them, it's all about, okay, what are your stats? What are you doing for the actual game, like, while you're playing? And then for them, Sophie Cunningham isn't just a great player, she's the exact kind of teammate you want. She's passionate, team-oriented, and most importantly, she respects Caitlin Clark. She knows that Clark isn't just another player, she's the future of the WNBA, and smart players recognize that and adjust accordingly, unlike NaLyssa Smith, who seemed more interested in passive-aggressive antics than actually playing basketball. Fans saw it, the organization saw it, and now the Fever made the smartest move they could have made, cutting ties with Smith. Free from folks. We are free from NaLyssa Smith. NaLyssa Smith no longer on the Indiana Fever. Kelly Krauskopf came in and said, oh, you got to go. NaLyssa Smith wasn't just a bad fit on the court, she was a toxic presence off of it. The energy she brought to the team was like a storm cloud hovering over practice sessions, games, and even the locker room. The chemistry was off when she was around, and no matter how much you try to spin it, that stuff matters. She didn't respect Caitlin Clark, and it showed in every lazy defensive effort, every eye roll, and every refusal to step up when it mattered. NaLyssa Smith is confused as to why Indiana Fever fans don't want her on their team, and it's really not that hard to understand. Melissa, let me tell you why. We don't even need to take into account any of your social media outbursts. We don't need to take into account any of your sub-tweets. We don't need to take into account any of your drama-chasing antics off the court. We don't need to take into account to your passive-aggressive ways. You're removing the Indiana Fever one day in your bio, adding them in the next day in your bio, quote, tweeting other people's tweets. We don't even need to take into account all the unnecessary drama and garbage that you add to this team when it comes off the court. All we really need to do is sit back and watch you on the court. It's really not that hard of a concept to grasp. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham, she's been nothing but supportive. She's the type of player who lifts her teammates up, not drags them down. While Sophie's been vocal about admiring Clark's game, NaLyssa couldn't even fake interest. She wouldn't defend Clark, wouldn't act like a true teammate, and definitely didn't play like someone who wanted to win. This is amazing for women's basketball. This is amazing for women's sports in general. You have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stirred the part of the pot a little bit. And so I get that, but for that class to come, and you have her now. The Fever are moving forward with a Roster that actually makes sense, a team built around chemistry, respect, and winning. And as for NaLyssa Smith and Dee Carrington, well, let's just say they've got plenty of free time to reflect on where it all went wrong. The Indiana Fever finally woke up and realized what fans have been screaming all along. NaLyssa Smith was the problem. The energy was off, the chemistry was non-existent, and the vibe pure negativity. But guess what? That's all in the past now, because Sophie Cunningham has arrived, and she's exactly what this team needed. She's not just a tough, skilled player. She's a leader. She's the kind of teammate who lifts others up, brings fire to the court, and respects the game. The fact that she openly said she wanted to play with Caitlin Clark, and now she gets to, it's like the basketball gods finally did something right. More breaking news, another signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever by the Indiana F. Oh my goodness, within 2 hours. And guess who is gone? NaLyssa Smith is gone. Meanwhile, NaLyssa Smith's departure, yeah, no tears here, no farewell tribute, no emotional goodbyes, just a tiff sigh of relief from Fever fans. Let's be real, Smith wasn't doing the team any favors. She wasn't adding value on or off the court. Her body language office, her effort inconsistent. The way she treated Caitlin Clark during this social media stunt, straight up disrespectful. Oh, I'm sorry you poked me in the eye. You did not. Did you do it on purpose? I did not poking you. Did you do it on purpose? I hand the KNE as my reflex. It looked like you were just laughing. It was clear she wasn't invested in the team's success. And honestly, the Fever are better off without that toxic energy. I mean, have you seen some of the things she said about Caitlin in the past? It's no wonder the locker room felt like walking into an awkward family dinner. Sophie Cunningham is not going to put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get in and force it. And like I keep telling you, Kelly Crystal Ball is not messing around, bro. But here's where it gets exciting. Sophie Cunningham's arrival isn't just a roster change, it's the start of a new era. She brings respect, she brings hustle, she brings a winning mentality that was completely missing from Smith. The Fever didn't just make a trade, they made a statement. They said, we're done with drama, we're here to win. And for Caitlin Clark, the fans, and the entire organization, this is a huge win. The team is finally building something special, and with Smith gone, the sky the limit. Cunningham and Clark, that's a duo you can rally behind. No more locker room tension, no more bad vibes, just basketball played the right way. And as for NaLyssa Smith, well, her time with the Indiana Fever is over, and something tells me the team won't be sending her a "we miss you" card anytime soon. So NaLyssa Smith is now playing on the same team as Dee Carrington for the first time since their Board days. They're playing on the same team, and even a couple of months ago, NaLyssa, or Dee, was being asked about the potential the two of them playing together, and she literally said, and she's like, oh, that's not going to happen cause Connecticut aren't going to, cause I'm not, basically said, I'm not leaving Connecticut, and Indiana aren't going to trade you Dee out. Both of them got traded, and both of them got traded to the same team, the Dallas Wings. Speaking of Smith, let's talk about how fast she ran to update her bio after the trade. I mean, she didn't even let the ink dry on the paperwork before announcing her move to the Dallas Wings. And here's the plot twist, she's reuniting with her girlfriend Dee Carrington, one of the most controversial players in the league. You might remember Carrington from her signature move last season, poking Caitlin Clark in the eye. Yep, because apparently when you can't outplay someone, you resort to playground tactics. Now with both Smith and Carrington on the same roster, the Dallas Wings might want to invest in a full-time PR team, because this duo isn't exactly known for keeping things drama-free. Smith struggled to find her place in Indiana, and Carrington, she's been making more headlines for her antics than her actual performances. This isn't just a basketball move, it's a recipe for disaster. The Wings didn't sign a dynamic duo, they signed a walking, talking reality show. Good luck with that, Dallas, you're going to need it. Stupid game. Thanks. Yeah, obviously got me pretty good in the eye. I don't think it affected me, honestly. I felt like I got good shots, they just didn't go down. And the Indiana are thriving this offseason. They've gone from a playoff team to one with real championship potential. The Fever are laser focused moving forward without distractions, while Smith and Carrington are poised to bring nothing but headaches to the Dallas Wings. Let's be honest, Indiana fans are rejoicing. They finally got what they've been asking for. NaLyssa Smith is gone, and with her exit, the dark cloud of negativity that hung over the team has vanished. It's like the air is fresher, the vibes are better, and the lock soccer room finally feels like a place where winning is the priority. Smith didn't just underperform on the court, she failed to show any loyalty to the fan base that once cheered her name. Remember when Carrington openly disrespected Fever supporters? Where was Smith then? Silent, not a word, no defense of her team, no leadership, nothing. It was clear her connection to Indiana was surface level at best. The Fever deserved better, and now they've got it. So anyway, Alyssa Smith is joining her teammate and her girlfriend Dee Carrington. Of course, Dia poked out the eyeball. Damn, near of Clint Clark. Last year, the real architect behind this transformation, Kelly Krov, Amber Cox, and Stephanie White. They've been cooking this off-season, making all the right moves to turn the Fever into legitimate contenders. Reigning Kelsey Mitchell, one of the league's most electric scorers, was a no-brainer, but adding veteran superstar Dananna Boner, that's a game-changer. Boner brings elite scoring, lockdown defense, and championship pedigree. Her leadership alone makes the Fever more dangerous than ever, and let's not forget about Natasha Howard bringing her back ensures Indiana's front court remains dominant with a defensive anchor who knows what it takes to win. And let's not forget Sydney Colson, who is pure vibes off the court and a great backup for Clark whenever she's on the bench. Breaking news came down, so we have to discuss it. This is what we do here. We're talking about the Indiana Fever making yet another move, Alicia, because they're FOSS right now, and they're collecting all the Infinity Stones. With these additions, the Fever have gone from a team way down by players like Smith to a WNBA powerhouse. No more dead weight, no more players standing by while the organization and its fans get disrespected. The Fever now have players who fight for their city, their teammates, and their fans. So Alexa Filippo, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name properly, she is the one who's been breaking all this news. She tweeted, "6-time All-Star and WNBA champ Joanna Boner is signing with the Indiana Fever by resigning Kelsey Mitchell, trading for Sophie Cunningham, and signing experienced vets Boner and Natasha Howard. The Fever have catapulted into the title conversation, and I couldn't agree with her more. Indiana fans no longer have to watch a player coast through game GS with zero passion. Instead, they've got a roster full of winners, players who appreciate the support, respect the game, and deliver results. The Fever are back and stronger than ever. The future is bright. The championship window is wide open, and it all started by cutting ties with the weak links. Meanwhile, over in Dallas, Alyssa Smith is already facing an uncertain future. She showed up thinking she'd be a key piece, but with the wings stacking their roster, her role is fading faster than her impact. In Indiana, she's on borrowed time, and honestly, the writing's on the wall. The Fever made moves that screamed we're done with mediocrity, and Smith's departure was the first step. She was never the elite player Indiana needed. No leadership, no defensive grit, just flashes of potential that never translated into consistent success. Dallas will figure it out soon enough. Smith isn't built for a team chasing greatness, but Indiana, they've got their eyes on the prize, and nothing's holding them back. Now the Dallas Wings have already got a replacement. Literally, the Dallas Wings have already signed a replacement for an Alyssa Smith. They signed Miesha Hin-Allen, and not only that, they're paying Miesha Hin-Allen nearly a max. The Indiana Fever have completely reinvented themselves, embracing a bold new identity by signing new free agents, but also keeping their core of Clark, Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Lexi Hall intact. This isn't the same struggling franchise from years P. This team is built for championship contention. The addition of Dananna Boner brings more than just veteran experience. She brings a winner's mentality that was desperately missing. Add in Natasha Howard's return, and you've got a defense that's tougher, grittier, and ready to dominate the paint. Every offseason move Indiana made wasn't just smart, it was strategic, crafted to turn the Fever into a powerhouse. Meanwhile, over in Dallas, Alyssa Smith is already struggling to find her place with a flood of new talent. She's quickly fading into the background, and it's only a matter of time before she's pushed out of the rotation entirely. Now, Sophie Cunningham is a good player. She can shoot the three, she can three-and it. She's pretty good on defense. She's fast. I think the Fever are looking for like the fast puck. This new look Fever squad is poised to make serious waves in the WNBA, and Cunningham's here to put the Bullies in their place. Her three-point shooting stretches the floor, giving Clark the space she needs to work her magic. Defenses can't just collapse on Clark anymore, not when Cunningham's lurking on the perimeter ready to drain threes, but most importantly, she's the enforcer that is ready, willing, and able to defend Clark, not afraid to rough it up when needed. Someone also, if you guys remember back at WNBA All-Star, there was this clip that was going viral where Sophie grabbed Caitlin and was like, hey, do you want to come to Phoenix? And she has been very vocal in the media that she loves Caitlin Clark's game and she would love to play with her at some point, and so I just feel like She's going to be a great fit for this team. Cunningham plays with a chip on her shoulder, and that fiery attitude is contagious. She's tough, resilient, and thrives on competition. The locker room feels different. The court feels different. This isn't just a rebuild, it's the start of something special. When you have a locker room full of players who genuinely support each other, it shows on the court. That kind of chemistry isn't just a nice bonus, it's the foundation of championship teams. She's trying to get title contentions, and I'm telling you, right now, Indiana Fever is definitely contenders. Even ESPN themselves is scared to believe that Rebecca Lobo weighs in on it. As the season approaches, all eyes will be on Indiana. Clark's sophomore season will be under a microscope, but having a vocal battle-tested teammate like Cunningham will help ease that pressure. The Fever aren't just looking to compete, they're looking to dominate. Bringing in Cunningham is another step in the right direction, solidifying Indiana's status as a legitimate threat. She's not just happy to be there, she's hungry to win, and when you combine that hunger with Clark's generational talent, you've got a recipe for something special. This team has been through its fair share of struggles, but those days are over. This is a new era, one defined by talent, leadership, and the kind of swagger that wins championships. The combination of youth, experience, and the undeniable star power of Caitlin Clark has created a buzz around Indiana like never before. The excitement is real, the potential is limitless, and the future of the Fever has never looked brighter. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Click subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you.